The phone screen glowed like a beacon in the dark, its light carving harsh shadows across my face as I stared at the words. I have no obligation to satisfy a man. My wife's post, timestamp 2:17 a.m., pulsed with defiance, each letter a needle pricking my chest. My thumb hovered over the screen, trembling, as the house around me, a silent, creaking relic of our 10-year marriage, seemed to hold its breath. The air was thick with the stale scent of last night's dinner, a meal I'd cooked while she claimed to be working late. Again, I scrolled through her ex profile, a stranger's domain now, though I'd once known every corner of her heart. The post wasn't a one-off rant. It was a manifesto, liked by dozens, including a name I didn't recognize, Ethan_K. His profile picture showed a man with a smug grin, leaning against a sleek black car. My stomach churned, a sour mix of dread and suspicion. Who was he, and why was his name tangled in her digital life like ivy creeping over our crumbling foundation? The living room was a museum of our past. Photos of us laughing at the beach, her hand in mine, her eyes bright with promises. Now those memories felt like lies pressed under glass. I sank onto the couch, the leather cold against my skin, and replayed the last few months. Her late nights at the office, her phone angled away from me during dinner, her laughter at texts she wouldn't share. Each moment had seemed trivial then, a fleeting irritation I'd brushed off as paranoia. But now, they stacked like kindling, ready to ignite. Liam. Her voice, soft and sleepy, drifted from the bedroom. My heart lurched. I locked the phone, shoving it into my pocket as if it could burn me. The floorboards groaned under my weight as I crept toward the kitchen, needing distance, needing air. The fridge hummed, a low drone that matched the buzz in my skull. I poured a glass of water, the liquid trembling in my grip, and tried to rationalize. Maybe the post was a joke, a feminist quip taken out of context. Maybe Ethan was just a colleague, a friend. Maybe I was the fool for doubting her. But the doubt clung like damp rot. I'd seen the way her eyes darted to her phone when she thought I wasn't looking, the way her smile tightened when I asked about her day. Last week, she'd come home smelling of cedar and musk, a cologne that wasn't mine. I'd laughed it off, blaming the crowded subway, but now that scent haunted me, a ghost of betrayal. The bedroom door creaked open, and Nora stepped into the kitchen, her silhouette framed by the dim hallway light. Her hair was mussed, her nightgown slipping off one shoulder, and for a moment, she was the woman I'd married, vulnerable, beautiful mine. "Can't sleep?" she asked, her voice a careful melody, like she was testing the air between us. "Just restless," I said, my throat tight. The lie tasted bitter. I wanted to confront her, to demand answers about the post, about Ethan, about the cracks in our life I'd ignored for too long. But her eyes, soft and searching, held me back. What if I was wrong? What if I shattered us for nothing? She moved closer, her bare feet whispering against the tile. "You've been distant lately," she said, her fingers brushing my arm. The touch sent a jolt through me, equal parts longing and revulsion. "Work stressing you out?" Something like that. I forced a smile, but my mind was screaming. "Who's Ethan? Why don't you owe me anything?" Her hand lingered, warm and familiar, and I hated how much I still craved it. I turned away, pretending to rinse my glass, but really, I was hiding the tremor in my hands. The next morning, the house felt like a pressure cooker, every sound amplified, the clink of her coffee mug, the rustle of her newspaper, the silence where our usual banter used to be. I watched her over my cereal, searching for a sign, a tell. Her phone sat face down on the table, a silent sentinel. When she left to shower, I seized it, my pulse hammering. No passcode, she'd always trusted me. Or maybe she was just careless. Her messages with Ethan were a gut punch. "Missed you last night," he'd written at 1:43 a.m. Her reply? "Your trouble. But I like it." A winking emoji followed, a dagger to my chest. I scrolled further, each text a fresh wound. Plans to meet at a bar. A shared joke about boring husbands. A photo of her in a dress I'd never seen, her smile radiant, meant for him. The shower stopped, and panic surged. I locked the phone, my hands slick with sweat, and returned it to the table just as she emerged, towel wrapped and humming. "You okay, babe?" she asked, her tone light but her eyes sharp, like she sensed the air had shifted. "Yeah," I lied, my voice a stranger's. Just tired. But inside, I was unraveling. Threads of love and rage tangling into a knot I couldn't untie. I wanted to scream, to shake her, to beg her to explain. Instead, I left for work, the weight of her betrayal a stone in my chest. That evening, I couldn't face her. I drove aimlessly, the city lights blurring through my windshield like tears I refused to shed. My phone buzzed, her name on the screen. "Where are you?" her text read. "I'm worried." I laughed a hollow sound and typed back. "Out. Don't wait up." The words felt like a severance, a line drawn in the sand. I ended up at a dive bar, the kind where the jukebox wailed heartbreak anthems, and the air smelled of spilled beer. My phone buzzed again, but it wasn't Nora. It was Ethan's name, forwarded from her account by mistake. "Meet me at the usual spot. 10 p.m. My blood ran cold. The usual spot. How many times had she lied to me, slipped away to him while I waited at home, cooking her favorite meals, believing in us? I drove to the address in the text. A boutique hotel with fairy lights strung across its courtyard. My heart thundered as I parked, watching the entrance. At 9:58, Nora appeared, her red dress catching the light like a warning flare. She scanned the street, nervous, then slipped inside. Moments later, Ethan followed, his hand brushing her back as they vanished into the lobby. The world tilted. I gripped the steering wheel, my knuckles white, my breath ragged. Part of me wanted to storm in, to confront them, to shatter their secret world. But another part, the part that still loved her, that remembered her laughter, her touch, wanted to run, to pretend I'd never seen this. I didn't go in. Instead, I drove home, the city a blur of neon and pain. Her phone was still on the table, forgotten in her rush to meet him. I opened X, found her post again and typed a reply. "Never again." I hit send, my hands steady now, the words a vow. She'd needed me once, my love, my trust, my life. But now I was done. As I packed a bag, the front door opened. Nora froze, seeing me, the suitcase, the phone still glowing with her betrayal. "Liam, what?" she started, her voice breaking. "Don't," I said, my voice low, final. "I saw you. I know." Her face crumpled, guilt and defiance warring in her eyes, but I was already gone, out the door into the night, where the truth couldn't hurt me anymore.